Hi, this is Magda K. I'm an intimacy coach and a Tantra teacher. In this video, I want to address something that I have heard so often from my clients. So I often hear, especially men, tell me that they are the giver in a relationship, that they love to give, they love to please their partner, and how much joy and happiness they get through pleasing their partner and making sure that they are happy. Now, while that sounds beautiful, truth is that being a giver in long term actually leaves them drained, unhappy, and also jeopardizes their relationship. So I want to share with you the dark side of being a giver and how to be able to give to your partner, because we absolutely want to do this, but in a more honest and real way. The first thing we need to remember is that every single human being on this planet has wounding, has pain, has fears. Whether you did work on yourself, whether you're following a spiritual path or not, every single person has that. And that part of us is continuously looking for love, for appreciation, acceptance, respect. But here's another thing we need to know. We live in times when it's not okay to ask directly for love, when it's not okay to ask for our needs to be met. And so as adults, we don't do it. And instead, we engage in different manipulative games to have our needs met. Now, you have to understand that needs have a very strong survival instinct. So literally, they can make us do things that you're not even aware of most of the time, just to make sure that they are met. Already little toddlers, when they're just a few months old, they learn very fast that to receive love from their parents, they need to do something. They learn that if they look at their parents, if they smile, if they say something, if they do something funny, that their parents look at them, give them all of the attention, they lift them, they kiss them, they love them. So we learn the transaction of love very early in our lives. It's just that it becomes such an automatic behavior over the time, we're not even aware that we're engaging in that behavior. So now we're adults and we live in times when it's not really okay to ask for our needs to be met directly, especially our sexual needs. And we come from childhood where we learn that we can manipulate to get our needs met, that we can do something that the other person wants, we make them happy, and then they give us love. So how do you think we're going to show up in an intimate relationship as an adult? Now, this is especially true for men, because for them, the conditioning around not asking for their needs met is even stronger. We live in times when there's so much of the immature, unhealthy, dangerous masculinity present, where we hear stories everywhere around sexual harassment towards women. So men are really afraid to fully express their sexual desire because it's so easy to cross the line. And so over time, men have learned not to ask for it directly, because men don't want to be called an asshole or a dog or a pig, which is something that they hear very often when they directly express their sexual needs. And so what I see so much at my work with couples and with men is that to get their needs met, they try to please their partner. They want to make sure that their woman is super happy, they do everything she wants, and hopefully through that, indirectly, they will also find fulfillment and satisfaction. Unfortunately, that rarely happens. So usually what does happen is that a person will start giving and giving and giving and treating the needs of the partner as more important than your own. And while sometimes it's absolutely okay to do, if you keep doing it for many years, you become drained. You become an empty glass, and you cannot give from an empty glass. So the first aspect how this sort of behavior really jeopardizes your relationship is that you become completely drained. It's never about you, and after some time, you are likely to get to the point where you just don't want to deal with it anymore. Because after years of putting yourself second, you're tired and you don't have any more energy to work on things, and you end up leaving the relationship. So that's the first way how this giving is actually really dangerous in a relationship. The second aspect of giving, which is not really healthy for relationships, is that it's hardly actually giving. So some people actually say that altruism doesn't exist, that even if we make a good deed for someone else, in return we feel good. So there's always an element of taking in giving. And in an intimate relationship, this aspect of taking is absolutely present. So if I want to please my partner, it's because deep down I'm engaging in the behavior hoping that this will meet my needs. Because like I said before, I'm afraid to ask for this directly because of all of the conditioning. So I'm giving hoping it will meet my needs. So I'm not giving from an honest place. I'm manipulating. I have an agenda. Whether you're consciously aware of having this agenda or not, there's always an element of taking. The thing is that if that behavior especially comes from a man towards a woman, women are very, very intuitive and extremely sensitive. Again, not every woman, but most of women will be able to sense that your giving is not honest. So that means that a woman will not fully open up to you because she feels that you're doing it for something, that there's something you're trying to gain. And the moment a female body feels that, it shuts down because it doesn't trust you anymore. So as long as the giving is part of this manipulative mechanism to get your needs met, no one is actually getting their needs met because you're not being fully satisfied and she can feel it, so she doesn't open up and she is not met. Now, look, I say that it mostly happens from men, but it's not that it always happens like this. It's just something I'm really observing often because of a specific conditioning. But as women, we engage in a very similar game as well. There's so many women, me included, who have a tendency of just losing ourselves in a relationship, taking care of our man so deeply that he will never leave us. And then when they do leave, we feel so drained because it wasn't honest giving. So what can you do actually to make sure that your needs are being met, to make sure that when you do give, it's honest and from the heart, without taking, without the agenda? Truth is, you absolutely have to learn to directly ask for your needs to be met. You have to start taking more in a relationship, which for a lot of people seems total opposite to having a healthy and good relationship. You feel, oh no, but I shouldn't be selfish, I should be selfless. It's because we don't know how to be truly selfless. I'm telling you, be selfish, because the more selfish you are, then you can actually give from a more honest space. Now that requires that you first understand very deeply what your needs are. And that's already the first challenge, because we are raised in a way when it's not really okay to have needs, it's not okay to express them, so over time you learn that they don't matter. So we actually need to do quite a lot of digging inside of us to first realize what those needs really are. Now the second step is to communicate them. So can I actually share with my partner that I have a need for him to embrace me more often because I may not feel safe? Or that I have a need to make love every day because when we don't make love, I am afraid there's something wrong between us and that maybe he doesn't love me anymore. You know, some of those needs may feel very selfish, may feel wrong, so we don't want to share them. And then the third step is actually making sure that they're met. So asking your partner to do something to help you meet those needs. Engaging in the behavior that directly meets those needs. So suddenly all those needs, they're out in the open, they're not hidden anymore. Realize that when you're trying to meet your needs by giving, which is the indirect loop, you never have to voice your needs out. No one ever needs to know what you really need, what you're missing, what you desire. But to have them met directly, you have to voice it out. You have to open your throat, you have to have the fire in your belly to say exactly what you want. And like I said, it's really difficult for men to express their sexual needs because, oh my God, you're such an asshole if you do. And then for women, it's also super difficult to express our sexual needs because, oh my God, you're a slut. So in order to change the pattern, we're actually facing so much conditioning, so many beliefs around sexuality, all of this conditioning from centuries that is blocking our sexual expression. And this is why it's not something that happens like this, it's a process. But unless you're aware that you're even engaging in such manipulative system by giving, you won't be able to change anything. So this is why I really wanted to share this message with you so that you can observe your own behavior. When do you find yourself giving and giving all the time and giving too much? How much pleasure and joy can you get in a relationship directly from your partner and not just indirectly by pleasing them? Are you aware of your needs? Are you aware which needs right now are not being met? So these are the questions for you. You can work on it by yourself or with your partner, and we can also work on it together. Me and Siadi, my partner in crime in tantric teachings, we're organizing a retreat for couples early next year in Bali, and it's a luxurious, beautiful week together where we dive into many aspects that allow relationships to thrive. It gives you the tools and experiences to release whatever is pulling you apart, make more space for the things that bring you together, and add more fuel and add more passion and open your heart even more so you can really enjoy fully satisfying and fulfilling intimate relationship. And one of the things we're working on throughout that week is making sure that you're aware of your needs and that your partner is aware of their needs. And then we design the whole week to make sure that those needs are being met. And for many people, this is the first time in their life when they actually get to express directly what they need and have that need met. Because like I said at the beginning, way too often as a kid, when we expressed our need, they were not being met. So we learn not to ask. And what we're doing in this retreat is that we are rewiring your brain, rewiring your memory and your body, and showing you that yes, you can ask for what you want, and yes, you can receive exactly what you want. Now that's one of the many things that we'll be diving into in this retreat. It's called Superior Lovers, Uniting Sex with Heart. It's an exclusive premium retreat, so we only have space for 5 couples. And if you would like to be one of these 5 couples, make sure to check the link below and apply for Superior Lovers. I would love to see you there. I would love to work with you and help you get all of your needs met.